that one right there.
You want a captain here now, Carson, or captain after?
Yeah, let's go right now. You go captain.
Go ahead and do your captain right now.
Stay.
Hey, Greg Ross, how are you guys?
Sportsman Athletic Conference at Utah Valley University promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We encourage you to cheer for your team during tonight's competition. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, coaches, and officials in a positive manner. Profanity of our Wolverines in its fourth season.
I know we all want this COVID thing to end, and it will. The restrictions in place now won't last forever. Smart people are figuring out how to get vaccines to everyone, but it will take a little longer. Until then, we need to recommit and finish strong. COVID won't stop spreading on its own. We have to stop spreading it. Meet with friends outside, social distance, and most of all, wear a mask. We're all in. Are you?
Some people see just another local Utah sports app. Oh, wait, what? A local Utah sports app? Introducing the new KSL Sports app, powered by KSLSports.com, Utah's only all-in local sports app, connecting you with all the action you love, the latest news, insider analysis, podcasts from the pros, and so much more. Free. Available right now, anywhere you are. Download the free KSL Sports app today from your favorite app store.
At UCCU, we do mortgages fast.
Seriously fast. Just use your phone or computer to fill out UCCU's super easy mortgage application.
You'll receive an instant pre-approval before you start shopping.
Your completed mortgage file will be underwritten by UCCU's very own in-house professionals.
Like us.
Seriously fast.
Buying or refinancing a home has never been this easy.
Seriously fast and super easy.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what we do.
We love the new apartment.
The natural light is amazing.
Hardwood floors.
There is a bit of a clogging problem.
At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our renters and car insurance.
Yeah, helping us save even more.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
Right next to UVU, Wolverine Crossing is the premier award-winning student property in Orem. With renovations of nearly $5 million, Wolverine Crossing has the look and feel of luxury living, including contemporary upgrades and top-tier amenities. Wolverine Crossing supports a strong academic environment, whether you're on campus or remote, and the resident assistant program is nationally recognized, so safety and support is the top priority. Lease now, get half off your November rent. Wolverine Crossing, this is home.
Good evening and welcome to Clyde Field for the final regular season Wolverine soccer game as they host the Dixie State Trailblazers. I'm Matt Biamonte and I'm joined by Melanie Perkins. And what an opportunity the Wolverines have tonight, Melanie. An opportunity with a win. They do have to win to earn a share of a regular season title, which will be the first time they've done so in the Western Athletic Conference.
They do. It's such a huge game. That alone should just tell you that it's going to be an exciting game. We should see the A game of UVU with that fuel of, hey, we have this history on the line. And that's something that a lot of these girls love being a part of, is that they came to UVU because they knew that they could be a part of history and keep helping this team propel. And this game will determine that history.
The Wolverines have already beaten the Trailblazers this year down in St. George. They won that game 3-2. Wolverines are wearing black and green, Trailblazers with white and dark blue. We'll get to the starters quickly. In the goal, Isabel Jones-Daw. A midfielder, number 3, Heather Stainbrook. These are for the Wolverines. A defender, number 4, Grace Beeston. Another midfielder, number 7, Brianna Eves. A forward, number 10, Juliana Carter. Another forward, number 11, Sadie Brockbank. A midfielder, number 13, Amber Tripp. A forward, Anna Pickering. A defender, number 22, Jenna Shepard. Number 23, another defender, Nicole Olanda. And rounding out that starting group for the Wolverines, a defender, number 24, Sydney Bushman. Wolverines have some good shots on goal very early on, and this kind of mirrors what we saw down at St. George, Melanie, where they were able to get 2 goals in that first half and put a lot of pressure on Dixie State.
Yes, that's what they did really great at Dixie State. Unfortunately, as we saw that time go on in the first matchup, they kind of let their foot off the gas pedal, which resulted in Dixie to almost have a pretty big comeback. And so, yes, I love seeing UVU go at it right at the whistle, but it's going to be key for them to go every single second of this match because we know Dixie is capable of making a comeback for whatever may be.
That's a good point. Dixie State on the counter now, and the Wolverines will clear it. Very early on here in the first half, Trailblazers still with possession. Dixie State will switch sides now. There's some pressure from Juliana Carter, and the Wolverines take it. See what they can do here on this attack. Cross over the head. Maybe the Wolverines can make something of this very early in the game. Into the box, and it's defended well by Dixie State. And they'll clear it out.
What a great chance, though, by UVU. To be honest, starting from Amber Tripp, that high pressure that she put to turn over the ball, and then a beautiful ball by Heather Stainbrook. And like you said, Amber Tripp was just hairs away from getting a deflection in towards goal, but it's still nice to have it in this attacking third as Dixie's able to clear it. But hopefully they can regroup on these dead balls and replicate what we just saw.
And you gotta love the pressure that the Wolverines have been putting on from the get-go here. Had a couple cracks at it very early on. Dixie State with control now. We'll see what they can do on the counter. Thanks for joining us on the WAC Digital Network and on YouTube, and sorry for the camera difficulties in the first couple minutes as we got things figured out here with a little better angle. We'll have a Wolverine throw in here. Grace Beeston looking to throw in. I think that's off a Dixie State Trailblazer. It'll be another Wolverine throw, and it was off McKinley Barney. Beeston throwing it in. Brockbank has it. Over on the far side now. Wolverines in that attacking third. Just outside the box, and the shot is saved by Dixie State. That was a nice fire and attempt by UVU just from outside the box.
It was a great look. It was a little far and maybe not the pace that Pickering needed to get a good quality shot on, but hey, it was a shot, one touch. I loved it. It's sometimes we see UVU fall into that trap of trying to make that perfect just sitter, but sometimes you just have to take those shots. As she goes again, trying to have another shot at it.
And the Wolverines get another shot on goal here and take the lead. Dixie State does well defending it, and Wolverines are a very good offensive team this year. 11th in the country in total goals, 13th in points, 17th in assists. They do a good job of putting pressure on the defense, and there's plenty of shots on goal. This is a really dangerous Wolverine team.
You know what, going along with that, you know what I love most is you look at our leading goal scoring chart, and it's not one player who's way leading the pack, right? There's 3 or 4 who's right there towards the top. That's what I love. They're spreading the wealth, and it's showing that, hey, you can't just shut down one player and call this game easy. You have to shut down 4 or 5 goal-scoring girls.
There is 5 girls with 4 goals or more. That's Sadie Brockbank, who leads the Wolverines with 5, Heather Stainbrook with 4, Juliana Carter with 4, Anna Pickering and Jenna Shepard. As you mentioned, you're right. It's not just one person that they rely on. It can come from several different players at any given time.
Yeah, and going back to the kind of history of this team, right? We love, as alumni, I love seeing this year or each year get better and better, and that alone is huge because in years past it was just that one player, and maybe that one player had an off game and it was extremely hard to have a result when no goals were being produced. But when you have these 4 or 5 girls who are so goal hungry, it's a game changer.
Brockbank tried to send it into the box, and it just misses. Looks like it was deflected, so this will lead to a Wolverine corner. We'll see Nicole Olanda, a sophomore from Hawaii, send this in, and a good opportunity early for the Wolverines. It's sent into the box. Can the Wolverines make a play? No, they cannot. It was a nice pass inside, and it is going to result in another corner from the opposite side for Utah Valley. And they'll just kick it in quick, try to catch Dixie State off guard here. Trailblazers recover, and it'll be a Wolverine throw-in. No, excuse me, that's a Dixie State throw-in. We're in the 7th minute here at Clyde Field. Senior night for the Wolverines. Not quite as climatic as we've had senior nights in the past. A lot of seniors have chosen to come back. Being a pandemic year, that option is there for any player to return, which especially, if you're a senior, you can take advantage of that, and we'll see that here with this Wolverine squad.
Yeah, there's out of maybe like 7 seniors who should be graduating. There's only 4 who are choosing so.
Yep.
And one being Siri Dahl, who actually kind of showing the cons of COVID. It kind of really messed her plan up, where she actually hasn't been dressed this season.
Right.
Her grad plan had her set to graduate in December, because that's when her season would end normally. And so she graduated and chose not to take random classes to allow her to play this season, which you can't blame her for.
A great opportunity here for the Wolverines, just over the crossbar.
Sadie Brockbank, it was a great look. She kind of had a lot of time to take that shot, to be honest, which was a little surprising of why it soared over the goal. Maybe could have took a little breath, got over it a little bit more to put it a little more on goal. But again, hey, these shots, taking them, it will come. Keep knocking, and it will get in the back of the net sooner rather than
Several
later.
shots on goal. Possession heavily favoring the Wolverines through the 9th minute here at Clyde Field. It's been a good start for Utah Valley. They'll keep it in play. Nice effort there by Beeston. Dixie State throws it in, and now there's a race for it, but the Wolverines will handle it, courtesy of Nicole Olanda. There's the goal kick from Utah Valley. To come back to your point that you made, we saw this with the Wolverines volleyball team as well, and I bring them up because they're in Nebraska getting ready to compete in the NCAA tournament. What an accomplishment for that team. But their star defender, their star libero, is in nursing school. So it's like it's juggling nursing school, but you have an opportunity to play, and she could have returned if she wanted to, and she's not going to, obviously. She's got to move on to be, to become a nurse. But that's such a great point that you make, because you think it's so simple to just say, I'm coming back and playing, but you make all these plans as a student athlete, and unfortunately that got in the way there in that situation.
Exactly. You have to kind of have that reality check sometimes, and that's hard.
Oh, yeah.
It would be easy to be like, oh, yeah, I have all the time to just keep playing soccer. But
right.
Unfortunately, this is just such a small part of their life. And on the bigger scheme, they have to consider what they're going to do after, their timeline of opportunities coming up. And, yeah, extremely hard decision that these student athletes are being forced to make.
We'll see if we have a goal kick here from Dixie State. Holly Hersick, a freshman out of Michigan for the Trailblazers. Dixie State having a hard time possessing it right now. Not a lot of quality looks. It's been an easy night so far back in the goal for Isabel Jones-Daw, senior transfer from Gonzaga.
And that's showing the pro of COVID, right? We get an awesome grad transfer who's super strong presence in the goal, experienced, mature. And usually with that grad transfer, you have that one last year, but we get a keeper for another season, which is so exciting. It's big time.
It's huge. To bring her back, you get Amber Tripp back as well. She was a preseason player of the year. So to get the caliber of players like that, and then let's not forget what's at stake right now. So even in this COVID-19 year, you got a chance to win a share of the regular season title, which would be a tremendous accomplishment. And unfortunately, they can't outright win it. Seattle U, they took down CBU last night in double OT, so they earned at least a share of that title. But nevertheless, it's still a great opportunity tonight for Utah Valley.
Exactly. And yes, a share would be awesome. First time in program history, like we said. But ultimately, we got to think of the tournament as well.
That's a great point.
The tournament is what everybody wants most. They want to go to the NCAA. And from my experience, what makes the biggest difference in this tournament run is that first and second place seed that allows you to have that first round bye. And so just to have that secured is really exciting for this Wolverine team as they get ready to make a splash in the tournament.
And the Wolverines with a win tonight. And can they get their first goal right here? Oh, a nice save by Dixie State. That was a great play by Holly Hersick.
Big time save. You saw Amber Tripp trying to sneak it in that near post, and no chance with her in goal.
We will have another Wolverine corner. This will be their third corner here in the first half. Maybe they can break the tie at 0 here in the 12th minute. Olanda will send it in for Utah Valley. No real action on that corner, and Dixie State momentarily clears the threat. We'll see if the Wolverines can regroup here on a second attempt. It's sent into the box, and it's a goal for Utah Valley.
By Jenna Shepard. Center back going in, doing what she does most. Gives her another goal to lead that leading goal scoring chart.
Jenna Shepard with her 5th goal of the season. That ties Sadie Brockbank, and it breaks the tie. Wolverines strike first, just like they did down in St. George in their first meeting. And the Wolverines now in the driver's seat. A lot of soccer to be played. Here's the replay on the WAC Digital Network.
Beautiful opportunity. I love that UVU capitalized on keeping Jenna in the box. We knew she went up there because she's a strong presence in the air, obviously, we just saw. But she was up there for the corner. So the fact that we could have get that rebound and make that play and have her in the box again was big.
And I love that it came off of not a broken play, but you had the corner. That didn't work out. Dixie State tries to clear, and then the Wolverines are able to regroup, and it's on that second attack at the goal that they're able to get their first goal of the night.
Exactly. Beautiful job by Bree Eves to be there, getting the leftover kick, failed clearance, if you want to say, to create that play.
There's the goal kick from Jones Daw. It's kicked high up in the air by Tess Donaldson. Both teams still trying to gain possession here after the Wolverines scored to make it 1-0. This game, quite frankly, has been dominated by the Wolverines here through the first 14 minutes. They've controlled possession. The pressure's been there offensively. We'll have to see if Dixie State can rewrite the script. We talked about that first meeting where the Wolverines jumped out to that 3-0 lead, and then Dixie State, 2 goals in the second half, made it interesting in the 80th minute, cutting it to 1, unable to equalize, but they can score. It's their first year in the Western Athletic Conference for Dixie State. They're 3-9-2. They did win a match last weekend down at St. George. They split the season series with UTRGV, winning 2-1. So a lot of soccer left to be played here at Clyde Field before the Wolverines can earn a share of the regular season title.
Yeah, Dixie, they definitely know how to break down the UVU defense, and so it might be taking them some time to get into the flow of their game that allows them to break it down, but they are totally capable of it. And so it's going to be a great test for UVU because Dixie's just as hungry. The old Hammer rivalry.
The old Hammer rivalry
has been renewed.
I'm glad you brought it up. It's been renewed. So they haven't played. This is their second time this year, and then there was a 14-year gap between that. They last played back in 2007. But now that the Trailblazers are a part of the Western Athletic Conference, the old Hammer rivalry is renewed, Melanie.
Yes, it is. It's kind of fun. Not very often can you say you're playing someone. There's someone in the conference in your own state, let alone just a couple hours down I-15.
Is the old Hammer here? I'm gonna put Ben Schroeder, our producer. Find us the old Hammer, Ben. We're in the 16th minute now as there's a throw in by Dixie State. They're trying to put their first real pressure on the Wolverines defense. The Wolverines have just been on attack all throughout. Dixie State will kick it out of play, and we'll have a Wolverine throw in. It was... You have to forgive us here. The angle from the broadcasting box on that far side, can be difficult to see players' numbers, but we'll do our best. Looks like that was kicked out of play by Ashlyn Van Tussenbrook. Who is out there?
I believe it's Anna Pickering. Maybe.
Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was what exactly happened. I know she was taken out a little bit, and we did get the foul and result of it, but I'm not sure what she's holding. I can't.
Wolverine training staff will come out to take a look. You hate to see this, especially at this point in the year where Pickering has had such a nice season for them. Tied for second on the team with goals with 4. And you're up 1-0. Obviously still a lot of soccer to be played, but you got the conference tournament coming up, and you want to be as healthy as you can going into that.
Yes, and again, like you said, she's a standout player and an older one with maturity, and we've already seen so many older players and leaders on this team who have come down to an injury. So to see another player this close to the tournament, like you said, it's a little disarming.
We're in the 17th minute here. The Wolverines started things off with a goal early. I think it was, the 13th minute? I need to check the stat sheet here to see exactly when it was. I'd say the 13th minute. Goal by Shepard, assisted by Amber Tripp and Brianna Eves. We see Pickering there trying to walk it off.
Yeah, and not ideal that we have an injured player trying to walk off. Hopefully we can see her in the match. But, hey, this is another great opportunity. Same spot where Amber Tripp sent in her ball for Jenna Shepard. So an extremely dangerous opportunity for UVU here with this set piece.
Absolutely. They have significantly more shots right now, 7-1. They have a sizable advantage, shots on goal, 4-1, and they have 3 corners to none. So offensively, everything favor the Wolverines. Looking to go up 2-0. It's off a Trailblazer head, and they'll clear that opportunity on the foul that may have ended the night for Anna Pickering. Beeston with it now, trying to get it up ahead. Running it down is Juliana Carter. She'll cross it into the middle. In comes Stainbrook and tried to get it ahead to London Miller. Miller did her best to try to keep that in play, but doesn't result in too threatening of an attack from the Wolverines.
But it results in a corner, which we love.
Yes, we do. 4th corner for Utah Valley.
And really a beautiful ball by Heather Stainbrook. I love that against the grain pass. The defense, you saw them shifting towards Sadie Brockbank, but that against the grain pass to London Miller was big.
Beeston sends it into the box and tried to curve it inside and just missed. So it'll go to Dixie State. Good attempt there from Grace Beeston, a freshman from Skyridge High School in Lehigh, Utah.
A little fun family facts about Grace Beeston. Her sister is actually an alumni of Dixie State.
A family rivalry.
Yeah, I saw her walk in, and it triggered that, oh yeah, she's an alumni. I wonder how she's balancing her cheering on going right now.
Wolverines on the attack again. They've just been relentless here in the first half. 4-1 shots on goal advantage for the Wolverines. They scored in the 13th minute to go up 1-0. And a goal here would put a lot of pressure on Dixie State. Battle out in the corner. See what the Wolverines can do here. Another attack opportunity. And it looks like the Wolverines awarded with their 5th corner. Just corner opportunities left and right here in the early moments of the first half.
They're definitely getting their practice in.
I was just going to say, great opportunity to get ready for the tournament. Battle at the net. No one can connect with it, and it'll go to Dixie State. Well defended by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, as you can see already, one of our goals basically came off of a set piece.
Yep.
Set pieces in soccer are huge.
Yep.
We saw it last night in the men's soccer game. Unfortunately, the men's team didn't quite have the game that they were hoping for or wanting. But California Baptist, on the other hand, scored 3 of their 4 goals off of set pieces.
Yep.
They're huge. It allows you to calm down, get in place, and send in balls. And it's an easy goal scoring opportunity if you execute it right. So set pieces in college soccer are huge and something you have to capitalize on.
How do you think the Wolverines have done in the set pieces so far, as we've seen them attempt 6 corner kicks here through 21 minutes?
You know, I personally feel like we probably should have had a few more dangerous opportunities with how many corner kicks we've had.
Mm-hmm.
We did see a goal. Again, I'm kind of result.
It's hard to complain when you're up 1-0, and another opportunity here.
Yes. But ultimately, there hasn't been too many dangerous opportunities since then. And so when you have that 6 corner kicks, you need to have a few more dangerous plays.
Whitley Griffiths with the ball. She leads the Trailblazers in scoring with 10 goals on the year. Slips. And can Dixie State make anything of this? They will get a corner here. So first real dangerous opportunity for Dixie State here on the road. Kenna Sparks, a midfielder from Vineyard, Utah, literally right down the road, sends it in for Dixie State. And it looks like it'll be another corner opportunity for Dixie State. So we'll see what the Trailblazers can do here on the second corner from Sparks. Can they equalize at 1? Griffiths battling with Sydney Bushman.
And Dixie starting to compete with how many corners we can get in this match. 3 in a row.
This will be the 9th combined corner kick through the first 23 minutes. Sparks will go to the opposite corner this time to send it in for their 3rd consecutive corner. That one sent into the box. Looking for Griffiths, but it's sent away by Utah Valley. Battling for it, Lauren Buxton. She sends it in. Wolverines defense holds strong. What'd you like from that defensive effort from Utah Valley there?
It was great. You saw the ball go out wide. You saw midfield Heather Stainbrook tracing her from the midfield all the way out to this end line where she was able to put that pressure. The defensive line started shifting, providing that cover for Heather if she got beat, and when we saw she got beat, and ultimately just kept that pressure, forcing her to the end line, which got us the goal kick. A great defensive effort by not just one, but the whole defensive unit together.
Kelsey Cook won that one-on-one battle, and Dixie State's off and running. Still a threat here on the Wolverines side of the field. Sent towards midfield now. London Miller, who is in for Anna Pickering, tried to make a play on that far side. Dixie State sends it into the box. And an easy save there for Isabel Jones-Daw.
Yeah, UVU, to be honest, was pretty lucky on that. We saw that Warnick was wide open in that space. Outside back getting up in the attacking, and you saw Julie Carter hustling her butt off because she saw, oh crap, I'm leaving this girl wide open. And so again, just back to my point, really lucky on UVU, and mainly for Julie Carter that she wasn't able to get a good quality shot off.
Whitley Griffiths took a shot out there on the far side, and I think I heard the whistle, so it should result in a free kick opportunity for Dixie State. And they've picked it up offensively here in the past few minutes. Those first, 20 minutes, it just seemed like the ball was constantly in the threat of going in the net. And these past couple minutes, Dixie State's putting more pressure on the Wolverines.
Yeah, slowly but surely warming up for sure.
And it's only 1-0, so all it takes is one goal, and you're right back in an equal situation. Beeston maybe didn't quite get all of it that you wanted, and we'll have a throw in now from McKinley Barney. Up ahead, Wolverines trying to possess this, and they have an opportunity here. Brockbank running it down. Can she make it 2-0? She cuts back in. And Dixie State is able to clear it. That was a nice run by Sadie Brockbank.
It was a beautiful run, and again, another good. Heather's head, it's always up. She knows where she's going to play before the ball even comes, and for Heather to see, hey, I'm giving it right back to Sadie right in that space for her to make a run. It was great, and unfortunately, it'd be interesting to see what could have happened if Sadie maybe tried taking it with her left foot instead of cutting it to her right, maybe taking a touch to cut off the defender and then firing it instead of the cut. But again, it happened. It was a great opportunity.
We'll have our first sub here momentarily for the Wolverines as number 9, Cassidy McCormick, a senior from Ogden, Utah, is getting ready to check in for Utah Valley. And she's going in for Sadie Brockbank.
Yeah, it's Cassidy McCormick, a senior that was acknowledged,
celebrated,
recognized, whatever the word is, this before the game, and another player who's just an impact player. She may not be a starter, but when she gets put in, she sparks. We saw probably her highlight of her career, maybe, or season for sure. Her goal against BYU to tie it up 1-1.
Yep.
And so she's totally capable of putting a few goals in the back of the net.
2 goals on the year for McCormick. She's played in 17 games this season. Battle for it at midfield. Stainbrook passing it ahead. Wolverines with possession. We'll see what they can do here. Looking to go up 2-0 midway through the first half. Wolverines got on top 1-0 in the 13th minute. There's a cross into the box. Oh, good run there by London Miller. Holly Hersick dived in at the last possible moment to end the attack.
Yeah, she didn't see London Miller pacing in like she is. London was hungry for that one.
Up ahead to Miller. On the outside. And that attack is cut off by Sophie Stewart. Up ahead to Griffiths. 10 goals on the year for Whitley Griffiths, number 22 of Dixie State. She's a dangerous offensive scorer. We'll have a throw in here for the Trailblazers at midfield. And Dixie State getting ready for their first substitution. Brisa Nawahine, a midfielder from Lehigh, Utah, is getting ready to come in for Dixie State. There's a Wolverine throw-in. Neither team able to possess here for the past minute or so, and it's kicked out of play by the Trailblazers. It'll be a Wolverine throw-in.
Matt, I know that when we were talking about this new rival, right, we talked about how this is the only second time that they've played, and so it is kind of interesting to get those rival feelings in with only 2 matches. But something worth talking about is we've seen it in the few as we see this opportunity and just goes right to her.
Oh, that was a beautiful pass into Julie Carter. One-on-one situation there with her and Hersick, and Hersick is able to save that and end the threat from the Wolverines. That could have been a great opportunity to go up 2-0.
Yeah, that was very uncharacteristic of Julie, to be honest. She didn't hit it too hard. She has a powerful leg and usually can put those sitters, rip it through the net. And not just that, she had a lot of time to even take a touch and then place it in.
Yeah.
But I know she'll be really bummed about that one.
That was a missed opportunity, no doubt about that. We'll have to remember that if things get interesting later in the match, that missed opportunity from Julie Carter in the 30th minute. And there's that substitution.
Yeah, but going off of what I was saying, is you've listed a few cities of where this Dixie State team is. We've heard Lehigh and Vineyard, and if you go down, there's so many more who are from Utah. So yeah, this is the only second time that these Dixie State and UVU teams are playing each other, but a lot of these girls have played each other growing up. They've played high school, they've played club, so they're definitely familiar with each other, and it's always fun when you kind of get resurface the feelings you had during the high school and club years.
2 more substitutions for Dixie State. We'll see Julia Dean, a midfielder from Mapleton, Utah, and Sydney Roberts, a defender from Lehigh, Utah. So, yeah, you're right. There, I think on the recruiting trail, these coaches are going to get very familiar with each other, mining the state of Utah for talent. Wolverines up ahead. It's London Miller with it. She'll go on the outside now to Cassidy McCormick. She'll send it into the box. And it's taken care of by Holly Hersick. Whitley Griffiths falls down. Battle for it on the far side near midfield. And it's going to go to Utah Valley here. Beeston trying to run it down. It's a battle for it and a collision. Beeston and Julia Dean clash at midfield. It will be a Wolverine throw-in. That collision was right in front of us. Good effort from both players there to track that down. McCormick up ahead. Miller with it now. Nicole Ray tries to go to Beeston, and it's touched out by Jill Bennett. It'll be a Wolverine throw-in. Ray with possession for Utah Valley. Now to McCormick. Goes back to Ray down the sideline. Ray throws it into the corner and trying to streak down the middle. Julie Carter could not quite get there. But that was a quick attack by Utah Valley.
It was. Beautiful overlap run by Nicole Ray as well. You heard her kind of getting, not yelled at, but highly encouraged to play the ball, make an impact from her coach. And right then, she's like, "Hey, coach, I'm going to listen to you," and she made that overlap run. Beautiful ball in, barely missing Julie Carter, and UVU was able to keep possession off of it.
Beeston up ahead to McCormick. McCormick on the outside, sends it into the box. Does it locate a Wolverine? It's still kind of ricocheting around. A shot from the outside and finds it on the outside post. The Wolverines go up 2-0. An absolute laser from outside the box finds back of the net. What a shot and what a goal for Utah Valley.
Freshman Bree Eves. We've been seeing her. She's been a player who we've just been waiting to break through. She's extremely talented, owns that midfield, and is extremely dangerous. And we just saw it, right? She maybe could have taken that one touch, but showed her maturity, showed her composure, took that touch and fired it.
Here's the replay. Eves from just outside the box with the left foot locates just on that outside post. Beautiful shot, and the Wolverines take a 2-0 lead here at Clyde Field.
What a goal. So beautiful.
Brianna Eves, a freshman from Springville, Utah. Eves with her first goal of the season. Comes at a great moment in the latter stages of this first half. Give the Wolverines a little breathing room as they're knocking on the door to sharing a piece of their first ever regular season WAC championship.
Again, I can't say it enough. That's going to be a huge moment for Bree Eves. She's been waiting for that little confidence booster, right? And I think that did it for her. I think after that goal, we're going to see a whole new level of the level that Bree can play.
Not an easy goal. Outside the box, plenty of defenders and other teammates in between you and the goal. Able to find that channel in between the players, locate the back of the net. Beautiful goal. Here's another angle of that goal from Eves. Probably, 3 or 4 feet outside the box. Lets it rip. And that was we've seen a lot of good opportunities, and we're going to see another one right here, another corner opportunity for the Wolverines, their 7th. They've had some good opportunities. That was probably not their best opportunity, but Eves with a sensational play to get the goal.
Yeah, she made it their best opportunity. Side netting, you can't stop that.
Yep. Corner kick still is in possession. It's sent into the box. Goes over London Miller. And McKinley Barney clears it away for the Trailblazers. It slowly trickles out of play for a throw-in. Substitutions now for both teams. We'll see Lily Haskins for Utah Valley, and we'll see Azalea Dixon as well as Gabby Jensen. No surprise, both of them from the state of Utah. Orem and Springville, respectively, for Dixie State. Ball shoots up into the air. Battle for it. McCormick in on the action. Stainbrook tries to make a play on it. Still both teams battling. See if Dixie State can control some possession here as they trail by 2. Very similar feeling to this first meeting down in St. George, where the Wolverines had 2 goals in that first half and added a third early in second. Dixie State did make it interesting late. But clearly, as the score indicates, and even the stats indicate here, Melanie, 10-2 shots in favor of the Wolverines, 6-2 shots on goal, 7-3 corners, and here's another great opportunity. Can it be 3-0? Up ahead to McCormick. She passes back. Miller with it now. She'll control it. Pass it out. A shot on goal and a save by Holly Hersick. Great save there from Hersick. Wolverines still on the attack. A nice pass back to Nicole Ray. Sends it into the box. No, it's deflected by the Trailblazers. We'll have a Wolverine throw-in. Grace Beeston throwing in for Utah Valley. Miller to McCormick. Nice pass now into the box, and it's poked away. But Wolverines still with a scoring threat here. Nicole Ray battling with Gabby Jensen. That was Jenna Shepard. Gets it back to Isabel Jones-Daw. Hey, at least Dixie State flipped the field there for a moment.
They did, and that pressure, that was intense pressure. That's the pressure that creates mistakes on the UVU defense that they can capitalize for the goals. And like you said, stats and the game, everything's showing that it's in UVU's favor. But as we look here at Heather Stainbrook's shot, tried to replicate Bree Eves' goal,
Yep.
similar spot. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, now we have I believe another corner opportunity here for Utah Valley. That'll be their 8th.
Yeah, but going what you said, right? Dixie State, it's easy to get down 2-0 and say, hey, game's over. But they know that they've been in this situation before, and they know that, hey, it's still possible, which is what we're seeing. They're not letting their foot off the gas.
McCormick tried to corral that off the corner, and it's poked out to midfield, running it down to Stainbrook. She'll go to the far side over to Brenna Crow. Crow sends it into the box. Nice pass. Maybe a little too long. No one was home for it, and it's collected by Holly Hersick.
Yeah, great spot. Like you said, a little too long. Maybe if it was angled more towards the 6 into Lily and London's run, they could have been good. But what a leg to see that opportunity, see those two streaking in and sending it.
And I got to tell you, Melanie, I'm just so impressed with the counterattack tonight. This Wolverine team can flip the field in a hurry and put pressure on the defense.
They can. It's what they've been really good at, quite frankly. You'll see it throughout the match as well. The defensive line will keep their composure, keep it, pass, keep the possession, and then they'll see that gap to hurry and do that quick counter and get Dixie State's defensive line on their heels.
Battle for possession here in the 41st minute as we near halftime. Wolverines have been in control from start to finish. Try to reverse sides. It's poked ahead by Julia Dean. And Isabel Jones-Daw will pick it up for Utah Valley. Coach LeMay is not satisfied. He wants one more before it's done. They're going to send it deep and maybe try to mount one more attack. I think he can sense the opportunity here where another goal would not make it insurmountable, but it would be very difficult to even equalize down 3-0 before the break. And LeMay is urging on this Wolverine squad to find a way to add a third goal here in the first half.
That's what we love about him, right? The whole game, we'll see it. He may take out some of his starters to start preserving them for the tournament, but the subs that he puts back in, he's going to hold to that same standard of, hey, you guys better put some goals in the back of the net.
Miller over to Nicole Ray, now on the outside to Brenna Crow. Deflected into the box. Miller has it. Outside now. Ray sends it in. Off a Trailblazer. Oh! I didn't think we were going to see that on that possession, but a nice shot and a save by Dixie State. Hersick has been busy. Her 6th save of the first half. And what do you know? The 9th corner, Melanie, here for Utah Valley. Great opportunity. You brought this up earlier, but it bears repeating. If they win to the 1 seed and you get all these corners and set piece opportunities to fine tune before the tournament.
It's big time because again, when you're coming to the championship match or the semifinal, whichever match we find UVU in, it's not going to be an easy match. And it's going to be pretty evenly played possession-wise and opportunity-wise. And it comes down to what we were talking about earlier. What's going to make it or break it is who capitalizes on set pieces. That's what it comes down to. And so, yeah, practice, this is going to be big time if they can perfect it going into the tournament.
We just saw a substitution. That was number 6, Brianna DeWall, a senior from Alta High School, in for Heather Stainbrook. And the Wolverines, as I'm trying to get through a substitution here, are already on the attack yet again in the waning moments of the first half.
Yeah.
Beeston can't control it, and off goes Dixie State. Up ahead, we've got a one-on-one opportunity. Oh, and it is offsides. Threat averted as Gabby Jensen was running wild for Dixie State.
Yeah, she was in towards goal, luckily, saved by the whistle. But that's what Dixie needs to find, right? They need to time their runs a little more so they don't fall into that offsides call. But if you can play those balls in behind the back line and beat all 4 of them with one ball, that's what's going to be a game changer for them to create some scoring opportunities.
44th minute as it's winding down here in the first half. Up ahead, here's an opportunity for Dixie State, and it is saved. A diving save from Isabel Jones-Daw. And do they make an attempt to make one final push, or do they just hang on to possession here and go into the break up 2-0?
They're going to play to the whistle.
Goal kick high into the sky from Jones-Daw. It's at midfield now. Battle for it. It's over to Nicole Ray now. Back to Beeston. Up ahead. London Miller is there. Passes it up to McCormick. A few seconds left. And that will wrap it up here in the first half. And I can't think of a much better half. Maybe if Julie Carter had knocked that in and it's 3-0. But all things considered, outstanding first half of soccer from this Wolverine team.
Yeah, they'll be able to go in, talk to coach, fine-tune a few things, but ultimately it's both teams are going to be fine-tuning things, and it's going to be who's going to come out stronger in the second half, right? If UVU comes out flat, it's going to be a dangerous game and an awesome opportunity for Dixie. And we saw it when we were playing them in the first game.
Look at that image, Melanie. Just picturesque Clyde Field here on the campus of Utah Valley University. We'll take a break here. Matt Biamonte, Melanie, I want to say Perkins. There we go. I want to make sure we get your married name in here. So we'll be back with the second half and some stats before that. Stay with us here on the WAC Digital Network. We'll be back in a moment.
We love the new apartment.
The natural light is amazing.
Hardwood floors.
There is a bit of a clogging problem.
At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our renters and car insurance.
Yeah, helping us save even more.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Make some noise! Creativity is the answer. Never play on repeat. Put your own spin on things. Let a new wave begin.
All right, come on, let's go. 2 seconds.
Creators run the show. We want the awesome. From the cage to the stage. Rise up from the streets to the pros.
So much.
Creativity is the answer to a world divided. Tear down those walls. rewrite the rules. Creativity is the answer. Now over to you.
It's not always easy being the exception. They'll tell you you don't belong, that it's not your place, that it'll never fly. But here, you learn that you have a choice. You can listen to those voices, or you can leave them all speechless. But the key component there is you.
Some people see just another local Utah sports app. Oh, wait, what? A local Utah sports app? Introducing the new KSL Sports app, powered by KSLSports.com, Utah's only all-in local sports app, connecting you with all the action you love, the latest news, insider analysis, podcasts from the pros, and so much more. Free. Available right now, anywhere you are. Download the free KSL Sports app today from your favorite app store.
Join the Wolverine Club, a simple message with a major impact.
Finds the back of the net for the Wolverines!
Support student athletes like former Utah Valley University women's soccer star, graduate, and Rhodes Scholar finalist Hannah Bruce. Not only is Hannah the first UVU student athlete to be a Rhodes Scholar finalist, she is currently studying to earn a master's degree in neuroscience at the renowned University of Oxford in England. Support the next Wolverine Rhodes Scholar finalist by joining the Wolverine Club today.
At UCCU, we do mortgages fast.
Seriously fast. Just use your phone or computer to fill out UCCU's super easy mortgage application.
You'll receive an instant pre-approval before you start shopping.
Your completed mortgage file will be underwritten by UCCU's very own in-house professionals.
Like us.
Seriously fast.
Buying or refinancing a home has never been this easy.
Seriously fast and super easy.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what we do.
Who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, It's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please, don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here4you to learn how to get the care you need.
At UCCU, we do mortgages fast. Seriously fast.
Just use your phone or computer to fill out UCCU's super easy mortgage application.
And buying or refinancing a home has never been this easy.
Seriously fast and super easy.
Welcome back to Clyde Field on the campus of Utah Valley University. Matt Biamonte, Melanie Perkins here as the Wolverines lead 2-0 as you see Timpanogos Mountain. Beautiful scene on the campus of Utah Valley. Just picturesque. It's beautiful. You played here for 4 years. I mean, what was it like playing on just with this setting? It's one of the great settings, I think, in college soccer.
There's nothing better than coming home to Clyde Field and playing under the lights. It's amazing, and as you can see, you've said it enough. The beauty, the fans, everything.
The fans. We have to acknowledge the fans. Beautiful thing to see some fans in attendance. The next broadcast here for the Wolverines on the WAC Digital Network will have softball coming up on the 16th against Dixie State and men's baseball against Tarleton. And then also later next week, women's volleyball will be taking action in the NCAA tournament. What a moment for the Wolverines' first berth in the NCAA tournament. So great to see them having success, and great to see this Wolverine soccer team having success up 2-0. And they're 45 minutes away, Melanie, from a first ever regular season conference championship. And if they do what they did in that first half, where they had 8 shots on goal, only 3 from Dixie State, possession was significantly in their favor, they had 9 corners to 3, I don't think it's without a question that they will earn a share of that conference championship.
Yes, they just have to replicate it, right? They can't.
Easier said than done.
Yes, exactly. 45 minutes, it's a long time. They can't fall into any slumps. They have to keep going and keep sticking to the game plan.
Dixie State has changed their goalie from the first half to the second half, and now we're seeing Adele Brown, a senior from Birmingham, England, in the goal for Dixie State.
Not the Utah we were expecting.
No. We've seen our fair share of Utah subs. A little danger there, but it's kept out of harm's way by Utah Valley, and they'll clear it up ahead. It is going to trickle out of play for a Dixie State throw-in. We'll have Ashlyn Van Tussenbrook throw in, a defender for the Trailblazers. I think you want to avoid giving up a goal here in the first couple minutes. If they could keep that 2-0 lead for another 10 or 15 minutes, you'd be feeling good as a Wolverine fan.
Yeah, it's always going to take the first 5-10 minutes. It's the most crucial time of each half, right? The first 5-10 minutes, starting the last 5-10 minutes. It sets the tone. The last thing, I mean, for Dixie, it would be great because they score. It changes their momentum for the rest of the half. But on the other side, UVU, if they're not strong these first 5-10 minutes, it can get them flat a little bit.
Jones-Daw scoops that one up before there was any harm from Whitley Griffiths of Dixie State. She'll run into it on the goal kick. Up ahead, London Miller running it down. It's popped up. Battle for it. Goes to the Wolverines on the near sideline. Tripp still working hard down in the corner. It's kicked away by Tess Donaldson. Crow sends it into the box, and it's punched out by Adele Brown. Trailblazers trying to counter quickly with several Wolverines trailing from behind.
Big time save by Adele. That was so amazing. You saw Cassie McCormick coming in full pace, and same with Adele. That's what's so crucial as a keeper. It's so easy to get like indecisive of pausing a little bit. Should I go? Should I not? And in those moments when you pause, that's when the other team has capitalized on it. But she made up her mind. She went forward and she didn't think back, and really proved her maturity and the level that she's going to bring this half. She's going to make it that much more difficult for UVU and create opportunities for Dixie to have a counter like we saw her create as well.
Crow tried to send it into the box, but it goes into the hands of Adele Brown, and We'll have a goal kick here from Dixie State, and maybe that's why the Trailblazers made that switch, is feeling like Adele Brown was going to add a little decisiveness in the goal. Battle for it at midfield. Dixie State comes away with it. Is it offsides? I think Whitley Griffiths did feel like it was offsides. That's back-to-back opportunities as they were looking for Griffiths, just couldn't time it correctly, and no opportunity for a Trailblazer attack.
It's a hard thing to do, to time those offsides runs, especially because it can be just a hair. Like, we're lucky we don't have VAR, because these days VAR are counting a hair and you're offsides.
Right.
But yeah, it's extremely hard to time those runs. Unfortunately, they're not doing a very good job at timing. It's been pretty decisive that it's offsides, but they got to always examine, where is this defensive line? Where am I? How am I going to time this run right when the ball's kicked? And that can be a game changer.
Battle for it's won by Brenna Crow. She'll send it over to Brianna Eves. Eves sends it way up ahead into that near corner, and a little too far up ahead for Amber Tripp. And it'll go back to Dixie State. 5 minutes here have passed in the second half as we get ready for the 50th minute. It's 2-0 Utah Valley. A win not only gives them a share of the regular season conference championship, it does give them the #1 overall seed in next week's conference tournament, as they own the tiebreaker over Seattle U. It was 1-0-1, so they had a tie and a win against Seattle. So a win tonight locks up that #1 seed,
which is awesome. That #1 seed, that alone is a huge accomplishment. I know my husband and I were talking about, sometimes that's more exciting than a tournament, as we see London Miller and Amanda Mangelson just get the ball skipping over her foot.
Oh, Amanda Mangelson had a chance to really not close the door, but make things extremely difficult, and couldn't convert. Goal kick from Jones Daw. Nice kick up ahead to Amber Tripp, and now can the Wolverines turn this into something on the counter? Stainbrook, she'll send it in over the head of Cassidy McCormick, running on that far side. And no threat to Dixie State. There was a little threat for a moment there, but it's no goal for the Wolverines. It's still 2-0.
Yeah, but talking about the regular season champion, it's honestly almost more impressive winning the regular season championship than the tournament. Of course, the tournament is what gets you into the NCAA tournament, which is what everybody wants, but you only have to win 2 games in the tournament, right? To be regular season champs, it's whoever can win the most out of 10, 11 games in the season, and that's a lot harder to do than winning 2 games.
It's a great point. It's one of the interesting things about college sports, and there's a lot of little interesting nuances, but that you're not rewarded for a longer duration of success. But I would agree with you 100% that a regular season championship is just as impressive, if not more impressive, because it requires so much more consistency than maybe getting hot in the tournament and then earning that berth to the bigger tournament.
Exactly. And I mean, obviously you want to imagine that, hey, you're at the top of the WAC, you're going to be the top of the WAC in the tournament as well. That's going to carry on to the tournament, but you never know. There can be those upsets.
Nice footwork there from Brinley Roberts. Throw-in now from Roberts. Dixie State trying to make something of it here. Griffiths, it's poked away by Sydney Bushman, resulting in a Trailblazer corner. That'll be their 4th corner of the game. And we'll see Kenna Sparks, freshman. She'll send it into the box for Dixie State, and a mishit there from Sparks as it goes into the side of the net, and it goes back to Utah Valley.
Yeah, UVU definitely giving a sigh of relief on that one.
Isabel Jones-Daw, as you see there on the screen, number 1, senior. She'll be back in the fall. Transfer from Gonzaga, but hails from Sandy, Utah. She'll send it deep on the goal kick. She hasn't had to work too hard tonight.
She hasn't, and you have to give the credit to the back line for that one.
I think you'd also got to credit this Wolverine offense that has just put so much pressure on the Trailblazer defense. They do avoid giving up a third goal there, but it just seems like time and time again the Wolverines are threatening to score.
That is true. They're keeping the ball. They're keeping possession, which when you have the ball, it makes it really easy for the other team not to have the ball. Imagine that.
Simple principle. Good defense there from Sydney Bushman, using the body to shield Dixie State and give possession back to Utah Valley, as we'll have a goal kick from Jones-Drew. Only 3 saves required so far from Jones-Drew. Maybe she'll be needed in the waning moments of this game, as we're in the 55th minute of play. 35 minutes away from the Wolverines doing something they've never done before. Now, they have won the conference tournament a handful of times, but as you mentioned, it is a sizable accomplishment to win the regular season championship, something that you know is at the top of the list for Chris LeMay in his 4th season to get that done here for Utah Valley.
Exactly. He's checking off his boxes. he knows that he's won. Obviously, he wants to go to the NCAA tournament, make as big of a run as he can. But, hey, he hasn't won the regular season yet. He's a man of accomplishments and wants to add that to his resume.
He's not far away from doing it. If the Wolverines can hold on here at Clyde Field, another corner. This will be the 10th corner kick, and we'll have Cassidy McCormick send it in. No, we're going to switch it. It'll be Grace Beeston, a freshman defender. She sends it in. Punched up in the air. Header from Whitley Griffiths. But the Wolverines corral it thanks to Heather Stainbrook. And now Brenna Crow thought about sending it in between the legs of the defender. Oh, nice footwork there, and it just barely outside the reach of Stainbrook from getting a quality attempt on goal. And Dixie State puts an end to that attack. Header from Bushman. Both teams still trying to gain possession here. Off of Beeston. On the back line. Bushman pushes it up ahead. And we'll have a Trailblazer throw in. But first, a substitution. We'll see Sophie Stewart back in. A senior forward from American Fork, Utah. You talked about those critical 5-10 minute moments. I think the Wolverines passed that first 10-minute checkpoint here in the second half.
They have. Dixie's still bringing it to them. That 5-10 minute rule doesn't apply to them. Like, hey, we're still going to bring it to you. But yeah, they have gotten into their game. We're seeing that possession we saw back in the first half start to come back. The opportunities, and just trying to cruise their way to the finish line.
Up 2-0, you just take a few extra seconds here as you're a goalie getting ready to send it into the middle of the field. No rush with the lead as Isabel Jones-Drew will get ready to send it deep for Utah Valley. Flying in, Kenna Sparks heads it. Beeston tries to control it. Up ahead for Utah Valley, McCormick on that far side, battling for it. It is won by McKinley Barney. Dixie State now on the counter. They'll send it across to Sophie Stewart. She'll push it up ahead. Maybe an opportunity here for Dixie State to get on the board. Stewart sends it into the box, running in and just missing. That was the best look of the night. Whitley Griffiths, she has 10 goals on the year. Wish she could have that one back to get number 11.
Yeah, that was a beautiful opportunity. Wow, the space that UVU left on this side, that was a little worrisome, and we saw why. Took it right in, sent a perfect ball to Griffith's foot, right to her, right? And just a couple inches right, and that's an unstoppable goal.
That was easily the Trailblazers' best attack and opportunity of the night, and they just missed fire.
And here they come again, exact play.
Battle for it, Griffith still maintained. She's inside the box now, a one touch. Can it locate a Trailblazer? And it's pushed outside the box. And Ashlyn Van Tussenbroek, not quite sure what happened there. Maybe didn't connect the way she wanted to, and sails it back for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think she got a little excited, right? That adrenaline of a few amazing opportunities by Dixie, wanted her shot at it. That's really what I can think of, is got a little too excited, a little wanted to join the fun, and took a little premature
Sensing a little momentum shift here at Clyde Field. Energy and opportunities favoring Dixie State now in the 60th minute.
Yeah, this is what we saw the first time we played them. We knew that the shift was possible, and we are seeing it.
And it was Whitley Griffiths back in St. George on March 20th who did get the Trailblazers on the board first in the 62nd minute. As I've said several times tonight, she leads the Trailblazers in goals. Here's an opportunity, but the pass is over the head of Griffiths. And it goes back to Utah Valley. It was about this time where they got their first goal in their first meeting down in the desert.
Yeah, it makes sense that Griffiths was the one who took charge of that. We've seen it all game today. She's a team-working player. She's not afraid to take her team, put them on their shoulders, and carry them. And that's what we're seeing.
We'll have a substitution here for Dixie State in a moment. Kennedy Warnick getting ready to come in. Looked at us and said, hey, do we tell you? And we're like, nope, we're not the ones. Beeson for Utah Valley. Kicks it out of play. It'll be a Trailblazer throw-in.
I mean, it does help us to know who she's going in for, but don't need to know.
Warnick will come in for Julia Dean in the 62nd minute. Throw in for Dixie State into Warnick. No whistle there as Beeson goes to the field. Griffiths pushing it on that far side. Battle for it between her and Sydney Bushman. And the battle is won by the Wolverines. Beeston will throw in. Now a throw in for Dixie State. It's Warnick. A lot of action happening on that far sideline in front of the fans here at Clyde Field. Dixie State, much better possession here in the second half. Has not broken through with a goal yet as they trail 2-0. They have 3 shots on goal. Wolverines with 8. Over to McKinley Barney now. Battle for it. It's won by Kelsey Cook. Cook pushing it up ahead for the Trailblazers. Up ahead now to Jill Bennett, who also scored a goal in their first meeting back in St. George. Collision with the goalie. They both went for it. her and Kenna Sparks. Sparks a little slow to get up after that collision with Isabel Jones-Daw.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard collision. Like we said, keepers have to go 100% when they make up their mind, and Isabel did just that. And so, I mean, it was a collision between the two of them, and keepers usually do get the favor because we want to protect our keepers, but that was a hard collision for both.
Jones-Daw sends it deep, and then it's pushed up ahead. Running it down, Sophie Stewart. It's just a different energy from this Dixie State squad here in the second half. A little more urgency from the Trailblazers. Off the head there of Jenna Shepard.
Yeah, these last 10 minutes, it definitely has flipped. We talked about how the halftime was going to be so important. Both teams were going to get a talking to from their coach. Dixie saying, hey, you got to step it up, and Chris saying, hey, you got to keep sticking to our play, right?
Mm-hmm.
But more so, Dixie is who's really taken that halftime and taken what the coach was saying and put it into action.
Oh, a header for Utah Valley. Gives them a 3-0 lead. The goal coming in the 64th minute for the Wolverines. Trying to see exactly who we should credit the goal to there. Was it London Miller?
It looked like London Miller. Short little forward getting that header on it.
London Miller, 5'4" freshman at a Ridgeline High School, gives the Wolverines a 3-0 lead, just like we saw in the first meeting. A lot of similarities between these two meetings, and in the 64th minute, it doesn't finish it off as we get the replay here on the WAC Digital Network. A beautiful header grazes the forehead of London Miller, redirect into the back of the net. And the Wolverines up 3-0. And you got to feel like Coach LeMay and this Wolverine squad after that goal, they can feel and they can taste that championship with 25 minutes to go. Here's another replay, a little slow-mo. Miller lunges in and redirects to that back corner. Beautiful play by the freshman.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, she's a freshman. To make that mind up, you saw that it could have kind of gone either way with her or Amanda Mangelson, but there were two things, right? London was running forward, Amanda was running back, and so for that freshman to know, like, hey, no, I got this, I'm facing the goal already, I have the better angle, and to call Amanda, senior, off of that, like, is big time.
Are we going to see a fourth goal? It's poked away by Dixie State. Or was it? I thought it was poked away, but it looks like it's going to go possession in favor of Dixie State. So maybe what just happened? I thought it was deflected.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it, but angle probably poor. That they
the
saw
angle
something
is
we didn't.
poor. we're field level at midfield. That happened far away from us. We don't have a great angle. Nevertheless, the Wolverines lead 3-0, and they're moments away from a share of their first regular season WAC championship. And we should note, it was oh so close to being completely theirs. If California Baptist can hold on in the second overtime, Seattle broke the tie late last night to earn a piece of that conference championship.
Yeah, what a big-time win for Seattle U. Like you said, that was so close. Double overtime to get a win over a hard, challenging California Baptist on their home field.
Yeah, good point.
It was big and a huge win for Seattle U. I know they're usually the ones who are winning these regular seasons over and over and over again, and they weren't ready to let go of it, and you could see it by them fighting in that overtime win.
Free kick here. Jenna Shepard, who started things off for Utah Valley, scoring in the 12th minute. Julie Carter gets a piece of it, sends it deep. It'll be a throw-in for Dixie State. I wonder at what point we see more substitutions for Utah Valley. We're set to see Nicole Olanda. She awaits to enter.
Yeah, we will, as the time gets smaller and smaller, we'll definitely start seeing more UVU subs, like we said, to preserve their starting 11 for the tournament. It's the time, and you can actually see Brooklyn Nilsson warming up. We might see a goalie change here in the next couple minutes, which would be an exciting change for Brooklyn to get a couple minutes in.
It's 3-0 here. Orem, Utah. Clyde Field. Wolverines got 2 goals in the first half and recently added a third, courtesy of the freshman London Miller, who came into action in an unfortunate situation with the injury to Anna Pickering very early in this game.
Yeah, and unfortunately we still haven't seen her, so not usually a good sign, but it also might be a coaching decision of, hey, we're not going to risk making it any worse. Like, yeah, you're playable. Who knows? That's what I'm crossing my fingers for.
Right.
But this is definitely a game where you don't want to lose Anna Pickering for good. And going back to the wealth of spreading the wealth of our team, right? London Miller, you can totally trust on her to throw her in of, hey, yeah, it's a rough loss that we don't have Anna Pickering in here creating opportunities, but we know London Miller is capable of the exact same thing.
Nicole Olanda has subbed in for Grace Beeston, and we're awaiting another substitution here, as we'll see for the first time tonight. A midfielder from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 16, Hannah Harrison. She'll come in for, it looks like, Heather Stainbrook. And it is Heather Stainbrook. Sometimes you can't see. We've got an official right in front of us here, so just had to verify that, but that might be the end of the night for Heather Stainbrook.
Not to mention there's a lot of blondes on the team as well.
Another attack by Utah Valley. Stopped before it gets to the goalie by Ashlyn Van Tussenbrook. Up ahead from Brenna Crow. Brockbank controls it just from outside the box. Trying to locate that top right corner and just misfires.
Yeah, what a beautiful job, though, by her. We saw the ball go soaring in the sky from Julie Carter's head, and the maturity to bring it down from her chest to her foot and create that opportunity. Unfortunately, is just keeps sending her goals a little over. Needs to see her start leaning over it, getting her knee over the ball, the techniques.
Keeping it low. Julie Carter controlling it. Up ahead to Harrison. Running it down is Nicole Ray. She'll pass back to Carter. From way outside the box, an attempt from, was it Harrison? And that one skies over the goalpost. Less than 20 minutes to go here at Clyde Field. If Dixie State wants to make things interesting, they've got to do so quick as they trail by 3. And if Utah Valley wins, stay with us here on the WAC Digital Network. We'll have some bonus coverage, some post-game celebrations of the Wolverines winning their first regular season conference championship. And it's special for anyone, but I got to imagine for you as a former Wolverine, that's going to be an exciting moment to see that.
I love it. There's nothing better. Like I said, when you're coming to UVU, you know that you're a part of a growing program, and that growth is not stopping, right? And so, yeah, this team is a lot better than the team I played for, but that's what we love to see, right? Like, if I have this love and passion for UVU, and I want to keep seeing them make the NCAA tournament and win a game or two, right? And in order to do that, you're going to have to get better recruits. You're going to have to play better teams, right? And that's what we're seeing, and it is so fun to see. And again, the history, it's a building block.
Almost a fourth goal. It's still alive. And finally, Adele Brown jumps on it to put an end to it. For a moment there, I thought we were going to see a fourth goal courtesy of Julie Carter, and that would have closed the door with less than 20 minutes to go here in Orem, Utah. So it's almost closed as it is with such little time left, but that would have certainly put the nail in the coffin here and delivered a conference championship.
It would have, and like we saw, Dixie State was capable of coming back, scoring 2 goals, could have maybe scored another third one, and so, yeah, you like to say that 3-0 isn't too bad as we take a look at this opportunity that could have made 4-0.
Carter, just couldn't squeeze it past Ashlyn Van Tussenbroek, and then it was dangerously just loitering near the goal box, and then finally Adele Brown jumped on it.
Yeah, but what a great defensive play of literally shutting that down, stopping the ball. The ball couldn't go anywhere with her behind it.
Bushman on defense. Brenna Crow jumped up quickly. Looked like she's all right there as she hit the turf a moment ago. Free kick opportunity now for Crow. Crow, another transfer from the West Coast Conference out of St. Mary's. She'll send it deep. Looking for Harrison, but it's taken care of by Tess Donaldson. We'll have a throw in here as we get ready for the 74th minute. Great defensive play there from Van Tussenbroek.
She is holding the team together, really.
Yes.
Defensive MVP for Dixie State for sure.
She's been outstanding. She was a part of that save we just saw a replay of. Julie Carter had an opportunity. She put an end to that. Wolverines on the counter now. That will be poked away by Sydney Roberts. We'll have a Wolverine throw in. Mass substitutions for both teams here for the Wolverines. We will see a change at goalie. Brooklyn Nielsen, a senior from Jordan High School, getting ready to check in. And we'll also see Lily Haskins, a freshman from Provo, Utah, Tintview High School right up the road. And then we'll have 4 substitutions for Dixie State as well. We'll see Brisa Nawahine, Madison Henderson, Gabby Jensen, and Azealia Dixon are waiting to enter for Dixie State. 15 minutes to go here from Clyde Field. What's impressed you about this Wolverine team so far throughout this match?
Their composure. We just saw right there, like, what a beautiful touch by Jenna Shepard to bring a challenging ball out of the air right to her foot, feel the pressure of Dixie State, and not feel the need of just clearing it up the field, right? She kept her composure. They know their game plan. Hey, we don't play good just kicking it up. We're going to play it to the feet. And so, I mean, that you just saw what impresses me the most. They're able to bring it down, get it off their foot, connect, and when it's they're just able to shut down opportunities. The opportunities come, they shut down, and then stick right to their game plan of getting it to their teammates' foot and possessing.
Wolverines defense, I think, deserves a shout out as well. There's just been so few real threatening attacks by Dixie State. There was that one where Whitley Griffiths just misfired, but other than that, I'm struggling to remember any real dangerous moments that could have put a goal on the board for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, they're a brick wall, to be honest. They're good at the defensive principles, right? They're putting the pressure on, they're covering, they're keeping their line balance, and they're recovering well and helping their teammates out, right? You can see Jenna Shepard, she's stepping right now, but her 3 defensive units are there to help her get out of the pressure.
Harrison with the header, now a battle for possession. And Harrison ends up with it, sends it all the way over to Nicole Ray. She'll push it up, sends it into the box, and it's scooped up by Adele Brown. She'll send all Trailblazers forward with a goal kick. She's looking for Sophie Stewart. Stewart tried to get it up ahead, but it's cut off by Sydney Bushman. And we have an offsides whistle as Sadie Brockbank tried to run under that.
Again, right there, back, rewind a couple plays, we saw exactly what we're saying. They're trying to beat Brenna Crow, but they can't beat Brenna Crow because Sadie Bushman is right there covering Brenna's butt and able to pick it up and get that possession again.
Dixie State is able to momentarily grab possession as they move into that attacking third. Wolverines get back defensively. Now Wahine touches it over to Sydney Roberts. Roberts up ahead. Can Warnick make something of this? No, the Wolverines poke it away, and now they'll be on the counter. They'll cross it over, and it's going to be pushed up ahead by Julie Carter. Brockbank battling with Dixon, still battling. Tries to poke it up ahead as Crow comes running down the sideline, but it doesn't result in much, and it will have a Dixie State throw-in. Kept in play by Madison Henderson. Stewart up ahead, but it's cleared by Jenna Shepard. Starting to see some shade on the field here. We were talking pregame, it's unusual that soccer is being played on the field at this time. It's playing in a pandemic, it's an unusual time. It's got to be nice, though, for the players. Even though it's a little chilly, the shade's coming out. This is probably one of the warmer matches they've played, certainly here in Orem, Utah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a fan of warmer matches all around. As a player, as a commentator, whatever, it's better. But it's a perfect soccer match condition, to be honest, especially with the sun starting to set.
Brockbank wins that one-on-one battle, tries to touch it up ahead, loses possession. Harrison now approaching the box. They'll switch sides. It's sent inside, poked away, and now Sydney Roberts will run after it for Dixie State. And it'll be a throw-in off a Wolverine. That was Brianna DeWall on that far sideline. A few more substitutions will come our way for Utah Valley. We'll see Amanda Mangelson as well as Cassidy McCormick here in the waning moments of the final regular season game here on Clyde Field for the 2019 season being played in the 2020 season being played in the spring of 2021. It's kind of weird to feel like, there's going to be such a short break, but that's what's going to happen. They'll get the summer off, and then boom, they're back in to their normal schedule this fall for the 2021 season.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, and it's going to be really interesting. Usually, the whole time of spring, you're slowly working your way up to peak time, which is right at the fall season. But with you going from peak to summer and then to hopefully peak again, it's going to be hard to manage and take care of your body and managing the rest. Obviously, they're going to be rewarded a lot of rest this time, but to know how much they're going to need to get ready to turn around and...
No one knows.
Yeah.
I imagine preparation for the season is going to look a little different than it normally would, especially coming off possibly a conference championship next weekend for the #1 seed. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach LeMay kind of juggles all this. Everyone's juggling it for the first time.
Exactly. A lot of these girls usually play with a competitive team outside of UVU during the summer.
Yeah, good point.
That's what they do because it helps them get back in that game shape for fall. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting because I know you don't really want to play at that level after you just played at that level.
We're in the 82nd minute here. I think it's safe to assume the Wolverines are going to be celebrating here in a few minutes on Clyde Field. Crazy things have happened. The time does need to expire, but a lot needs to transpire in the next 7.5 minutes if Dixie State is going to force this thing to extra time.
We've talked about that history again, that they're making history with that, and that's the soccer team. But something definitely worth highlighting that makes me happy every time I see her. The history of UVU, right? We have President Tamina's, who, if you look into the stands, you see her green, shiny, shimmering pom-poms. And that is so amazing to me. The history she's making at the university, she's at I know she's at 20 million events, but to make effort for our women's soccer team, our volleyball, wrestling, she is there for every match in the athletics department. And not only is she doing, athletics is just a small part of what she is doing for this university. It's just fun to see her there, and she's into it as well.
Absolutely, well said. Goal kick coming for Brooklyn Nielsen, senior goalie. Battle for it. Crow is in on the action with Stewart. Crow pushes it up ahead. Now it's taken by Nabahine. Stewart on that far side. Tries to get through the legs of Crow. Can't do so. Throws in quickly. Cross into the box. Could not locate. Gabby Jensen streaking down the middle. And it'll be another goal kick for the Wolverines. See another substitution here in a moment. There's the goal kick. Hallie Fernandez, freshman from Vineyard, Utah, Mountain View High School, getting ready to come in for the final moments of the final regular season match here at Clyde Field. Next up for them is the conference tournament. They'll be the #1 seed. So they'll share that conference championship with Seattle. But due to the tiebreaker, they have a win and a tie. That gives them the #1 seed heading into that tournament.
Yeah, and it's not going to be, they're definitely going to see Seattle U again. And so it will be interesting. I love how the series went this time, but it will be interesting. It's going to be a tough tournament. The WAC is getting stronger and stronger, and yeah, we're so excited to win this #1 seed, but it's going to be hard to battle it out again with some of the few other contenders.
Less than 5 minutes to go here before UVU celebrates a landmark moment for them as members of the Western Athletic Conference. Fans on hand at Clyde Field. You just referenced President Tuminez. He'll be on hand for the celebration. Athletic Director Jared Sumption is here as well. Was a part of those pre-game celebrations, honoring some of those seniors who will not be returning in the fall. And especially for those 4 seniors, just how sweet is this? Because there was a moment where you just didn't know if any sports were going to be played, if the season was just going to be washed away. And I imagine the thought of that, Melanie, just had to be heartbreaking for some of these seniors who thought, I've got one final ride as a college soccer player. And then they get this opportunity. They have the year that they're having. They're going to share that regular season title and a great opportunity to win the conference title and keep the season going. Just fantastic stuff here in Orem, Utah.
There's nothing sweeter. Like you said, it would be hard. No, you're prepping for your senior year mentally. You're like, okay, this is it. And then all of a sudden you don't have a season and don't know how they're going to make up this season. And so it has been extremely challenging for these seniors mentally. But yes, exactly what you said, how sweet it is just to have the season they're having. There's no way that coming off of this high you can not look back at your collegiate career and say, wow, we did something great, right? This season they did something great. They're continuing to do something great, and they're definitely ending on a high note.
Less than 3 minutes to go here. There's the goal kick from Adele Brown. A few more moments as this 2020 spring season comes to a close and we get ready for conference tournaments and then the NCAA tournament after that.
And maybe one last corner kick to end this game with a goal-scoring opportunity. Let's see how we can end it the way we started it.
The 11th corner kick. This one will come from Cassidy McCormick. Will they go up 4-0 late? It's deep into the box. Falls harmlessly to the turf. It'll be the 12th corner. So one more opportunity here to tighten up the set piece before the conference tournament.
Yeah, hopefully they can pick out ahead a little bit more. As we saw in that last one, maybe a little too deep.
Will they even send this one into the box, or will it just be a touch out there in the corner? Oh, did I see a yellow card?
Yeah. I can imagine it's because they thought they were delaying time, having Cassidy go from the near post to this. And, yeah, ending quite a little. There's a lot going on. Cassidy going near post, far post to take the corner, give a yellow, sent it a beautiful header, but got called back for a foul.
Even though the outcome is decisive at this point, there's still some fireworks left before this one will finish at Clyde Field. A late yellow card, nearly a fourth goal, and we'll see if Dixie State can do something here in the final minute. So it's been the first year for Dixie State in the WAC. Hasn't quite been the year they've wanted to have, as they've renewed the Old Hammer rivalry. Dixie State 3-9-2. They'll go to 3-10-2 on the year as they get acclimated in the Western Athletic Conference. Did have a win last weekend against UTRGV, unable to beat the Wolverines at all this year. It's a 2-0 series advantage this season for Utah Valley. Seconds to go here before we wrap it up, and we'll stay here on the WAC Digital Network as the Wolverines will celebrate a share of the regular season title. You can already see the celebrations starting to begin down on the bench. They know it's coming. Less than 10 seconds to go here. And there it is. You're looking at the #1 seed in the upcoming conference tournament, the Utah Valley Wolverines. With a win tonight, they have also claimed a share of their first ever WAC title. What an opportunity. They seized that opportunity, Melanie, and now it's time to celebrate Coach LeMay and these Wolverines.
Exactly. What a time to peak. They did it, checking one box off of the season. Time to check off the next, right? Conference tournament, here we come.
Speaking of that conference tournament, as we stay here for a while, you see the celebration ongoing on the field here at Clyde Field. Pictures being taken. The #1 seed Wolverines, I'm sure they'll savor this moment. But it's never too early to look ahead now to the conference tournament because, as you mentioned, this is nice. And don't get me wrong, it is nice, but it does not punch the ticket to more soccer. You've got to do that through the conference tournament. How does Coach LeMay get these girls not focused, because they're clearly focused, they've been focused all year, but how does he get them prepared for that conference tournament?
I think it's this exactly, right? They can celebrate, they can get excited. They have done this, but I know when they are setting their goals of, hey, we're going to the NCAA tournament this year, this is a step to get there, right? It's all about breaking down that big goal into the little goals. Hey, we're winning the WAC regular season. We're getting that #1 seed, which will result in that first round bye. And then we're going to go to the dancing in the tournament. And so I think it's just him really planning in their head. They're not done yet. Like, enjoy this victory tonight, but tomorrow we're getting to work, and we have the tournament in mind.
There's the photo opportunities. They're holding the trophy. They're holding the signs. They're jumping up and down. What a moment. And I can just see it in your eyes, Melanie. Looking at them, having that moment, being a former player. It's got to be special. What's going through their minds right now?
They are on cloud 9. They know they're a step closer. They know that what they've been working for and pushing through, like we said, this is what they had in mind for fall, not spring. And so they knew that when they were being challenged with pushing it back this year or to the spring, they knew it was going to be difficult, but they knew that this is what it was going to result in.
Let's take a final look at the box score as you see the Wolverines making the rounds here at Clyde Field, celebrating with the fans on hand. Wolverines win 3-0. They scored 2 goals in the first half and then added a third midway through the second half, which really made things difficult. I don't want to say it closed the door, but it certainly made things difficult for Dixie State. And those goals courtesy of Jenna Shepard in the 12th minute, Brianna Eves in the 34th minute, and then London Miller. 2 of the 3 goals coming from freshmen for the Wolverines. Assists go to Amber Tripp, Brianna Eves. The Brianna Eves goal unassisted, so that was just a laser from outside the box. Beautiful shot. And Amber, 2 assists, and then Cassidy McCormick also gets an assist on that final goal. No goals for Dixie State, and possession heavily favored Utah Valley. Shots on goal was a big discrepancy there, 9-3 in favor of the Wolverines. Total shots 19-6, corners 12-4. The stats back up what you saw on the WAC Digital Network and what we saw here in Orem, Utah, where Wolverines, they were determined from the get-go, and they were able to play that way for the majority of the game.
They were, and again, like, big credit to London Miller, right? We say that the third goal closed the deal, right? For a while there in that second half, we were seeing Dixie State pound for really the 15 minutes before that third goal came. And so that goal came at the most crucial moment for UVU to say, okay, yeah, we're back at it. We're still in this. And then Amber Tripp, what better to get two assists, right? We didn't talk enough about her.
True.
We said that she was the offensive player of the year, and it's easy to think that means goals, right? But no, she is involved with every play. She is creating all those opportunities, and coming out with 2 assists of the 3 goals is big time for senior, who gets another shot at it this fall.
Another photo opportunity here for the Wolverines championship. Who is holding the championship? Is that Jones Daw?
It looks like,
or is it Brooklyn Nielsen?
It's Isabel and senior Siri Dahl holding it together.
Oh, that's great to see her in on the picture. That's fantastic. You told that story earlier. It might be worth repeating here as we continue coverage of the championship celebration.
Yeah, exactly. Siri Dahl, a senior who unfortunately wasn't able to compete this year. Or this spring season, because she was anticipating to participate in the fall season, and unfortunately her grad plan just had her graduating in December, which helped her move on with life and not be able to participate with this team. But she knew that this was what this team was going to accomplish in the fall, and so how sweet it is to see it actually come up.
I imagine even though she's not playing, her DNA, her presence, her imprint has been made on this team and this program.
It has. I mean, and a fun fact about her, the last appearance that UVU made in the NCAA tournament was thanks to Siri Dahl tying it up in the championship match against Seattle U in the last seconds of regulation. She scored, and then it took them into the overtime for PKs.
There we see a ladder, which normally you'd say there's going to be some home improvement or some kind of home project, but in this particular case, it's going to be used to cut down the net. A celebration here at Clyde Field to honor and celebrate that first regular season championship. So the players and Coach LeMay will make their way over to that south goal, and they'll start chopping at the net. There's Crow holding the championship, passing it around. What a moment for these players. And I know we've touched on this before, but I think it's just got to be extra sweeter knowing that this season was in jeopardy. And you get to play, and this is what you're able to make of the circumstances of the pandemic. You come out a regular season champion. You control your destiny to winning the conference championship, earning that number 1 seed.
You do, and they have every reason to be proud, right? And we just can hope that this excitement and this momentum carries them into the tournament.
And hopefully Anna Pickering can play in that tournament as well. We don't have an update on that, but she did leave early in that first half, and London Miller played the rest of the way for her and did an outstanding job. But you want to be at full strength, and hopefully Anna Pickering's going to be able to go for that conference championship.
Yeah, we do see her walking around with her team, celebrating with her team, and so
that's a good sign.
That is a great sign. And so maybe it took, just what we said of, hey, yes, we would love you in this game to score a few and close it down on the regular season championship, but let's get you healed, recovered, get you treatment for the tournament. That's where we need you.
There's Athletic Director Jared Sumption sharing a moment with Jenna Shepard, who got the first goal. She's got a piece of the net.
How rewarding for all these seniors to be able to take that piece of net of Clyde Field and keep with them.
There is Cassidy McCormick, who we saw tonight in moments, celebrating, taking a piece of the net. Now we'll see Brenna Crow. Saw a tremendous effort from her tonight defensively. She's chopped up a piece. It's weird to see the net look like that.
It is, but it won't be very effective after this. Good thing we're wrapping up with soccer. We're done, moving on to the tournament. Clyde Field's going to get a nice, pretty fresh net after this.
Players continuing to celebrate, cutting pieces of that south goal net on Clyde Field. Won't be the final match this calendar year. They'll be back in the fall. But this does conclude the 2020 fall season that was played in the spring of 2021. So the field will get a rest before the fall, and then they'll be back, hopefully defending not only a regular season championship, but a conference championship as well.
Yeah, I mean, and of course we don't want to look forward and jinx anything, but you look at this team, of course we're losing a few crucial senior members, but one, thanks to the year that NCAA has given back to a lot of these seniors who are choosing to stay. But not only that, we talked about the freshman who scored in this 3-0 victory and has aided this team all season long. It's just showing a glimpse into the UVU soccer history. This is by far the strongest team that they've had, and to see majority of them being younger and underclassmen is huge. And yeah, we're seeing this in spring 2021, but I mean, looking at the players who are on the field who's going to return in the fall, you would like to think on paper there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to repeat this next year.
That was Brooklyn Nielsen posing for the camera after cutting a piece of the net. Players continuing to take a piece of Clyde Field with them to honor and remember that regular season championship, which is noteworthy because it's never happened here at Utah Valley. This is the first time they have won a regular season conference championship, and they've had a great year. Wolverines will end up finishing the season 11-4-3, and in conference play 10-2-2. So they were outstanding in conference play, and they'll need to continue that outstanding play in order to meet all their goals and continue playing. But it's been a great, absolutely great season for the Wolverines.
It has, and I mean, of course we want to say this is what's going to carry them into the tournament, but it's not going to be an easy task, to be honest. And we talked about it, of managing it, what Coach Chris LeMay is going to get their team going and getting ready for the tournament. And it really ultimately is like, hey, we're enjoying today. We're enjoying cutting, getting our net and celebrations, but we can't come out knowing that we're champions, to be honest. They have to come out scrappy, just as hungry as the 5th, 6th seeds of the tournament, of wanting to make a splash. It's not going to be an easy task, and we've seen it when UVU kind of doesn't play their game. It's always a scarier game, but we've also seen that when they stick to the game plan that they practice every single day, and that Coach Chris LeMay emphasizes over and over again, they can't be beaten. And so that really ultimately is going to be their task preparing for the tournament as well, is, hey, we got to master our game plan, and we have to come out and play our game for 90 minutes. We can't play it for 45 minutes. We have to play it for the full 90 minutes.
What would you do with a piece of the net as a former, like, do you frame it? Do you put it in a box with some, like, what would you do with the piece of the net?
Great question. I mean, it's great. Right now, I can tell you that they're going to love it. They're going to keep it in their dorm, and they're going to use it as motivation, right? Of like, hey, remember what it took to get that piece of the net? We're going to do it now. Afterwards, it might sit in their parents' basement for a little bit, but it will still be a great memory that they can look and hold on to.
Maybe you frame one of your jerseys and you throw that in the frame.
Yeah.
I think that's the answer.
I think so too. Much better.
That's better than stashing it in your parents' basement. Most of the players have cut their piece of the net. We're waiting on a few more as we continue our coverage of the regular season champion Utah Valley Wolverines. And then we'll get ready for the conference tournament, which is coming up right around the corner. It'll take place in Phoenix, Arizona. Is that right?
Yep. Grand Canyon University is hosting it.
It won't be taking place in November, however, so I'm looking at the notes.
You actually know who I am?
And last, good Moji going into the Grand Canyon tournament. That's actually where we won the conference tournament last time we won.
Good point.
And so, yes, it's an extremely hard place to go to. They have amazing fans. It's a great atmosphere, great stadium, but there's good memories on that field, and I'd like to think that they're going to keep that in mind when they step on that field again.
Wolverines beat Dixie State for the second time this year, 3-0. They won their first meeting 3-2. They did score the first 3 goals in that meeting, and unlike tonight, Dixie State was able to get on the board a couple times. But, and there were moments, I remember that attack from Griffiths where there was an opportunity for the Trailblazers, and who knows what happens. I still think the Wolverines are the better team, and they probably win this game. But that would have certainly changed the dynamics a little bit. Had that goal gone in for Dixie State, it doesn't. London Miller gets a goal, it's 3-0, and Wolverines sailed to victory after that.
Yeah, I agree with you. They were the dominant team. They knew what it was going to take to just finish off. The biggest difference it would have done, though, which is really playing in UVU's favor, is that it allowed Coach Chris LeMay to throw in his bench players, right, and take off his key impact players, including Isabel Jones, Amber Tripp, London Miller, those really key impact players. the scenario that Dixie was able to get a few goals in, Coach Chris LeMay would have thrown those girls right back in, and he wasn't going to take risking this regular season champion. So, yes, Dixie had a few opportunities and they could have capitalized, and yes, UVU probably would have still ended up on top, but what a awesome opportunity to get that rest going into the tournament.
I believe everyone has had a chance to cut a piece of the net. Check out what we have now.
Sisters taking pictures together. That's a parent success right there, to see your two daughters on the same collegiate team winning regular season together.
The championship celebration continues here at Clyde Field. We're going to wrap things up here from Orem, Utah, as the Wolverines, as you witnessed tonight, are champions of the regular season in the Western Athletic Conference. So thanks for watching here on the WAC Digital Network. Thanks to our producer, Ben Schroeder. That always gets me. I'm always worried about that. Ben Schroeder. There's a reason for it. I'm not going to explain it on the broadcast. I apologize, Ben. But so Melanie Perkins, Matt Biamonte, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week.